I mean, just goes for this next guy we're going to talk about here who's projected. I mean, they're projecting the Vikings to move up. I've seen some projecting that the Cardinals actually draft this guy and make a trade with Kyler Murray. But this is JJ McCarthy, the champion this past year in college football, the one that's got the backing of obviously Harbaugh, that douche, and his head coach saying he's the best quarterback in this draft class, the total package. I mean, he's a gamer. That's the best way to put it. He's a Baker Mayfield type of gamer. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He wins ball games. He plays hard. He plays tough. He played in a pro style offense, but he didn't have a big volume of play through his college career. He was a good game manager in college because they had a great run game as well. And I think he could benefit more from playing behind a veteran than starting right away. He's 6'2 and a half, 219 pounds. He's got decent size to him as well. And he played football hard. But again, like you said, besides two of those quarterbacks, I don't see another one that should be thrown into the Wolves' den right away, especially if he were to go to Arizona. If he goes to the Vikings, Sam Darnold is good enough to play this season for the Vikings. And if he beats Sam Darnold out, he beats Sam Darnold out. But I think he's good enough to play behind Sam Darnold.
I think so. Hey, what do you think about, and this just snapped into my head here, okay? What do you think about this? Keenan Allen, number 1 overall, right? Or now, goes to the Bears.
You mean Caleb Williams?
No.
Okay.
Keenan Allen goes to the Bears.
Yes.
Who have the number 1 overall.
Yes.
What would you think about the Chargers trading Justin Herbert for the number 1 overall pick?
I mean,
and still maintaining theirs, or getting here's my thought on this. JJ McCarthy goes to Harbaugh in LA. They still maintain their first round pick, who at that point they're going to get Neighbors, Odunze. They're going to get another wide receiver there. If they're able to move on from Herbert for one of those top 4 picks and get JJ and maintain because they're picking 7?
Oh, the Chargers pick 5.
5. So they're picking 5. Imagine them having 2 picks in the top 5.
Yeah, I could see it being.
And then getting McCarthy and a wide receiver.
I don't think it would be the number 1 pick, but I think it would be enough.
The Patriots?
It would be enough to trade Herbert for the number 9 pick.
Well,
the Bears have the number 9 pick, and you could still get Odunze probably that late.
Yeah, I mean but you would, again, the move would be to go and get McCarthy.
But you keep your number 5.
Yeah, but that's
then trade and then use your number 5 to trade up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I mean, to me, I think the Vikings are the one in the place to do it more than anybody. But
I mean, I don't see the Herbert game moved from LA.
No.
But McCarthy, I think if the Vikings go up and get him, I don't think he's going to go to Arizona. I think that Arizona is.
You'd have to trade Kyler to do that.
You'd have to trade Kyler to do that, but what are you realistically going to get for Kyler? And then
I mean, you can argue that you can get the 11th pick in the draft for Kyler.
I don't know. I don't
trade him to the Vikings.
Maybe I don't know. Then you lose out on the wide receiver, the premier wide receiver. You have a quarterback that can play.
Yes.
They don't have a wide receiver.
No, I know. I'm throwing out all these scenarios that are coming out here. I agree. I think this is a perfect position for someone like the Vikings.
Yeah.
Someone like the Broncos.
Yeah.
Or somebody like the Raiders, if they want to come up and trade up to get it, because they're all inside those the low teens, right outside the top 10.
Yeah, I don't see the Raiders moving up and getting anyone. I don't think they have the capital, and I think that they.
And we're talking 4 pick here, people.
Yeah, we're talking about the 4 pick. But yeah, I mean, let's say he does go to the Vikings. I agree with you. He's in a situation where I think, yeah, he comes from winning pedigree.
Yeah,
and he's athletic enough, and he has intangibles, but. From a college, especially at Michigan, you played in the Big Ten. There's some good defenses there. There's some good teams there, but his stats don't jump off the charts at you.
Well, again, he was a game manager, which is why I don't think the Vikings is the right place for him.
Well, he's a game manager. Then why do you go and draft him at why do you trade up for a game manager?
For a team that wants a game manager.
Sure.
A team that wants a Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a game manager. He had some big seasons, yes. I mean, same thing. I mean, Drew Brees he happened to play in for New Orleans, but that guy was a game manager, but he played in a high-flying offense. Look what they did with Kirk Cousins this past year and the year before that. They want a guy that's going to sling the rock. They're going to pass the ball more often. They didn't go get any big, giant name veteran. They got a 1 year or 2 year deal with Aaron Jones. Was it 2 year or 3 year deal? 3 year deal. Aaron Jones. So they got a solid running back there, but they don't go get this big. They don't go get Saquon to go run the ball 350 times and then pass the ball less. You want to get somebody that's going to throw the ball. I mean, really, why trade up to go get JJ when you can go get someone like Bo Nix, who has the same amount of talent, in my opinion. He's got the longer career. He's got the arm to do it because he's got a big arm. Or even the same thing goes with talking about Michael Penix. The guy slings the ball downfield accurately as good as anybody.
Right.
So why trade up to get somebody like JJ McCarthy to be a game manager for your team? That's my concern.
I agree, and I agree. I don't think like that. If I'm the Vikings, if I'm Arizona, if I'm that number 4 pick, like I'm taking Marvin Harrison.
Yes. Yes.
That's who I'm taking.
Unless you are somebody that likes Neighbors more than Marvin Harrison.
Sure. All right, you're taking Neighbors, Marvin Harrison there, 4 or 5. It's the need at both those teams because both those teams have quarterbacks. Both those teams have younger. The Chargers have defensive pieces. They're not very good on defense, but they have defensive pieces. Arizona has a young defense that at times played really well in good games last year.
Yeah.
But
they already drafted one of the top linemen last year in the first round, so they got
a receiving tight end. So they need a premier wide receiver on the outside, and this is the position to go and get that. So that makes sense for them. But we're not. This is not a draft episode, so we'll talk about the quarterbacks here. But it's not a position like if I'm a top 10 pick, I'm not getting JJ McCarthy.
No.
I'm going to if he's truly this game manager, because I think he's a good quarterback, and I think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. I don't think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback this year. And if I don't think that, then you shouldn't be trading. And if you don't think that as a team, you shouldn't be trading up for him.